Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Practice with Julia. Today, we're going to learn a powerful skill that helps you speak more naturally in every situation. We're going to learn how to describe anything in English: people, places, objects, feelings, experiences, even small daily moments. And we will do it slowly, clearly, and with lots of practice together. If you can describe things well, you can hold conversations more easily. Because when you forget a word, you can still explain it. When you don't know the exact name, you can still communicate. And when you want to sound more fluent, you can add details that make your English feel alive. So this is not just vocabulary, it is a real communication skill. Think about real life. You are talking to a friend. You want to describe a new restaurant you tried. You want to describe your job. You want to describe a person you met. Or you want to describe what happened to you today. Describing is the bridge between simple English and confident English. And I want you to feel that confidence step by step. When we describe something, we are doing two jobs at the same time. First, we give the listener a clear picture. Second, we guide the listener in a simple order so they can follow easily. And today, I will teach you a very simple order you can use again and again, even when you feel nervous. Here is the most helpful idea. Start big, then go small. Start with the general idea, then add details. For example, if you describe a phone, you don't start with a tiny button. You start with "it's a smartphone." Then you add "it's slim," "it's black," "it feels smooth," "it fits in my hand." This big to small style makes your speech clear and organized. Another helpful idea: describe with 3 types of details: what it is, what it looks like, and what it feels like to you. This last part is important because feelings create natural English. It's the difference between "the cafe is small" and "the cafe is small, but it feels warm and cozy, like a quiet place to breathe." Now let's make this very easy. Imagine you are holding a simple object, a cup. We can describe it in a calm way. It's a cup. It's medium-sized. It's white. It has a smooth surface. It feels warm in my hands. I use it in the morning for tea. Now repeat after me slowly. Just listen and repeat. It's a cup. It's medium-sized. It's white. It has a smooth surface. It feels warm in my hands. I use it in the morning for tea. Good. And notice something. We used very common words: cup, medium, white, smooth, warm, morning, tea. You don't need rare words to describe well. You need simple words in a natural order, and you need a little practice to make it automatic. Let's improve that cup description with one powerful tool: comparison. Comparison helps you describe when you don't know the exact word. You can say "it's like," or "it looks like," or "it reminds me of." For example, "it's like the kind of cup you see in a small hotel," or "it reminds me of my mother's kitchen." Repeat after me. "It's like the kind of cup you see in a small hotel. It reminds me of my mother's kitchen." Now, another powerful tool: location words. We call them prepositions. Words like on, under, next to, inside, near, between, in front of, behind. These words help you describe the position of things. And position is a big part of real-life conversation. Imagine your cup again. You can say, "The cup is on the table. It's next to my notebook. It's in front of my laptop. There is a spoon inside the cup, and suddenly you're describing a whole scene, not just one object. Repeat after me. The cup is on the table. It's next to my notebook. It's in front of my laptop. There is a spoon inside the cup. Now let's practice describing a daily place, your room, but we will keep it easy and slow. Start with the big picture, then details, then feeling. Listen to my example. My room is not very big, but it feels comfortable. The walls are light colored. There is a bed against the wall and a small table near the window. In the morning, sunlight comes in and makes the room feel calm. Now repeat after me slowly. My room is not very big, but it feels comfortable. The walls are light colored. There is a bed against the wall. A small table is near the window. In the morning, sunlight comes in. It makes the room feel calm. Excellent. And if you want to sound even more fluent, add one more thing. Purpose. What do you do there? For example, I sit at the table to study. I relax on the bed after a long day. I open the window when I want fresh air. Purpose adds real life meaning. Repeat after me. I sit at the table to study. I relax on the bed after a long day. I open the window when I want fresh air. Now let's talk about describing people, because this is something we do often. We describe a friend, a teacher, a coworker, or even ourselves. And when we describe people, we can talk about appearance, voice, energy, and personality, and we can do it in a kind and respectful way. Here is a simple structure for people. Start with general, then appearance, then personality, then how you feel around them. For example, she's a friendly person. She's in her late 20s. She has dark hair and a bright smile. She speaks in a calm voice. She's the kind of person who makes you feel welcome. Repeat after me. She's a friendly person. She has dark hair and a bright smile. She speaks in a calm voice. She's the kind of person who makes you feel welcome. Now let's practice describing someone without using complex words. Imagine a neighbor you see often. You can say, he's tall. He has a quiet way of talking. He usually wears simple clothes. He looks serious at first, but he's actually kind. He always says hello when he walks past. Repeat after me. He's tall. He has a quiet way of talking. He usually wears simple clothes. He looks serious at first, but he's actually kind. He always says hello when he walks past. Very good. Now, I want you to notice something important. When you describe, you don't need to speak fast. Speaking slower can make you sound clearer and more confident, and clarity is a big part of fluency. So take your time, give the listener space to imagine the picture. Now let's go deeper. Describing experiences like a meal, a trip, a movie, or a busy day. This is where many learners feel stuck because they don't know how to organize the story. So we will use a very simple order: what it was, where it happened, what happened first, what happened next, and how you felt. Here is a daily life example. Listen. Yesterday I tried a new street food place. It was near my office. The smell was strong and spicy. I ordered a chicken wrap. The bread was warm and soft. The sauce was creamy, but it had a little heat. When I took the first bite, I felt happy because it tasted fresh and filling. Now repeat after me slowly. I tried a new street food place. It was near my office. The smell was strong and spicy. The bread was warm and soft. The sauce was creamy, but it had a little heat. I felt happy because it tasted fresh and filling. Great. And notice the sensory words: smell, spicy, warm, soft, creamy. Senses make descriptions real. So let's learn the 5 senses in a simple speaking style: what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, and what you feel. If you include even 2 senses, your English becomes more natural. Repeat after me. It looked, it sounded, it smelled, it tasted, it felt. Now I will give you a guided practice. Imagine you are describing your morning. I will speak, then you repeat. This morning I woke up a little late. The room felt quiet. I could hear a small noise outside. I washed my face and looked in the mirror. My eyes looked sleepy. I made tea and the smell felt comforting. I took a few sips and I felt more awake. Repeat after me, slowly. This morning I woke up a little late. The room felt quiet. I could hear a small noise outside. I made tea. The smell felt comforting. I took a few sips. I felt more awake. Now let's practice describing something you don't know the name of. This is a real fluency trick. Imagine you forgot the word umbrella. You can still describe it. You can say, it's something you hold over your head. You use it when it rains. It opens and becomes wide. It protects you from getting wet. That is fluent communication. Repeat after me. It's something you hold over your head. You use it when it rains. It opens and becomes wide. It protects you from getting wet. Let's try another one. Imagine you forgot the word charger. You can say, it's a small device with a cable. You connect it to your phone. It gives your phone power. You plug it into the wall. That is also a strong description. Repeat after me. It's a small device with a cable. You connect it to your phone. It gives your phone power. You plug it into the wall. Now I want you to do a short speaking challenge with me. Do it slowly. Choose one object near you right now, maybe your pen, your bottle, your keyboard, your bag, and follow my sentence starters. It is, it looks, it feels, I use it for. It's like, say your answers out loud, even if they are simple. Let me model it once more with a bag. It is a backpack. It looks simple and practical. It feels a little heavy. I use it for carrying my daily things. It's like a small portable closet for my day. Repeat after me. It is a backpack. It looks simple and practical. It feels a little heavy. I use it for carrying my daily things. It's like a small portable closet for my day. Good. And please remember, your goal is not perfect English. Your goal is clear English. If your description is clear, you are communicating, and communication is the heart of fluency. Little by little, your brain will start choosing words faster, and your mouth will feel more relaxed when you speak. Before we continue, let's do one more calming repetition. Because slow repetition builds strong speaking muscles, repeat after me. I can describe things clearly. I can speak step by step. I can use simple words. I can explain even when I forget a word. I am improving every day. In the next section of this lesson, we will practice describing places outside the home. like a supermarket, a bus stop, a classroom, a cafe, and we will practice describing feelings and moods in a natural way, because describing feelings is how you connect with people, and that connection is what makes your English sound truly human. When you are ready, take a small breath, relax your shoulders, and keep listening with me. We are building the skill together, slowly, clearly, and confidently. Let's continue building this skill, step by step. And in this part, we will practice describing places outside your home, because daily life conversations often happen in public places. And when you can describe a place clearly, you can tell stories, ask for help, and share your life more naturally. When you describe a place, start with the purpose first. What is this place for? Then give a general impression, big or small, busy or quiet, modern or old. Then add details like layout, objects, people, sounds, and feelings. This order keeps your description easy to follow. Let's begin with a supermarket. Listen to my example, and then you repeat. The supermarket near my house is medium-sized and usually crowded in the evening. It has bright lights and wide aisles. When you walk in, you can smell fresh bread from the bakery section. There are colorful fruits and vegetables near the entrance, and the checkout area is always noisy because people are talking and the cash register is beeping. Now repeat after me slowly. The supermarket near my house is medium-sized. It is usually crowded in the evening. It has bright lights and wide aisles. You can smell fresh bread. There are colorful fruits and vegetables near the entrance. The checkout area is noisy. Good. Now let's improve it with simple location words, because location words give your listener a clear map. For example, the bakery section is on the left. The dairy products are at the back. The drinks are in the middle. The cleaning products are near the corner. The checkout counters are at the front. These simple sentences make your English sound organized and confident. Repeat after me. The bakery section is on the left. The dairy products are at the back. The drinks are in the middle. The cleaning products are near the corner. The checkout counters are at the front. Now let's do a guided speaking practice. Imagine you are inside the supermarket with me. I will give you sentence starters. You say the ending out loud, and if you want, you can copy my example after you try. I can see, I can hear, I can smell. People are. I feel. Now I will model it. I can see rows of shelves with snacks and canned food. I can hear shopping carts rolling and people talking. I can smell fresh fruit and bread. People are checking their lists and choosing items. I feel a little rushed because it is busy. Repeat after me, slowly. I can see rows of shelves. I can hear shopping carts rolling. I can smell fresh fruit and bread. People are checking their lists. I feel a little rushed because it is busy. Excellent. Now let's move to another daily place. A cafe. Cafes are great for description practice because they have atmosphere, the feeling of a place, and describing atmosphere makes your English sound more natural and expressive. Listen. The cafe I like is small but cozy. The lights are warm, not too bright. There is soft music in the background. The chairs are comfortable and the tables are made of wood. When you enter, you smell coffee and something sweet, like cookies. People speak quietly, and the whole place feels calm, like a small break from the busy city. Now repeat after me. The cafe I like is small but cozy. The lights are warm. There is soft music in the background. The tables are made of wood. You smell coffee and something sweet. The whole place feels calm. Now let's practice describing a bus stop. This is very common daily life English, and it helps you learn useful words for public spaces. Listen. The bus stop near my street is simple. It has a small shelter and a bench. There's a sign with the bus numbers. Sometimes the ground is wet after rain. In the morning, people stand close together and look at the road. You can hear traffic, and you can feel the air changing when a bus comes closer. Repeat after me slowly. The bus stop near my street is simple. It has a small shelter and a bench. There is a sign with the bus numbers. In the morning, people stand close together. You can hear traffic. You can feel the air change when a bus comes. Very good. Now, I want you to notice something. In real conversations, you don't need to describe everything. You choose the most important details. And the most important details usually answer three questions. What does it look like? What is happening there? And how does it feel? If you include those three, your description becomes complete. Now let's shift to describing events, like a simple daily situation. For example, waiting in a long line. We will practice using time words like first, then, after that, finally, but we will keep it in paragraph style, smooth and natural. Listen. Yesterday, I went to the supermarket and it was much busier than usual. First, I walked around to find what I needed. Then I went to the dairy section because I wanted milk. After that, I picked up some fruit and a few snacks. When I finally reached the checkout, the line was long. People looked tired, and the cashier was working fast. In the end, I paid and left, and I felt relieved to be outside in fresh air. Repeat after me slowly. First, I walked around Sintu. Then I went to the dairy section. After that, I picked up some fruit. Finally, I reached the checkout. In the end, I felt relieved. Now let's do a practice paragraph together. I will give you a mini story and you repeat line by line. This morning I went to a cafe before work. First, I looked at the menu. Then I ordered a hot drink. While I waited, I watched people passing by outside. When my drink was ready, I took a sip. It tasted warm and comforting. For a moment, I felt calm and ready for the day. Repeat after me slowly. This morning, I went to a cafe before work. First, I looked at the menu. Then I ordered a hot drink. While I waited, I watched people passing by. It tasted warm and comforting. I felt calm and ready for the day. Excellent. Now we will practice describing feelings and moods. Because many learners can describe objects, but they get stuck once they want to describe how they feel. And feelings are a big part of daily conversation. How was your day? How do you feel? What happened? Feelings connect you to other people. To describe feelings naturally, you can combine a simple emotion word with a reason and a body feeling. For example, I feel nervous because I have an interview. My hands feel cold. My stomach feels tight. Or I feel excited because I have good news. My heart feels light. I can't stop smiling. Now repeat after me slowly. I feel nervous because I have an interview. My hands feel cold. My stomach feels tight. Now repeat. I feel excited because I have good news. My heart feels light. I can't stop smiling. Very good. Now let's learn some easy daily life feeling descriptions that sound natural. Listen and repeat. I feel a little overwhelmed. I feel calm and steady. I feel drained. I feel refreshed. I feel proud of myself. I feel disappointed, but I'm okay. Now repeat after me slowly. I feel a little overwhelmed. I feel calm and steady. I feel drained. I feel refreshed. I feel proud of myself. I feel disappointed, but I'm okay. Now let's put feelings into a short daily life story, because that is where fluency grows. Listen. Today was a long day. In the morning, I felt sleepy and slow. After lunch, I felt more focused, and I finished my work. Later, I felt stressed because I had too many small tasks. But in the evening, I walked outside for a few minutes. The air felt cool, and my mind felt clearer. By the end of the day, I felt tired, but also proud that I kept going. Repeat after me slowly. In the morning, I felt sleepy and slow. After lunch, I felt more focused. Later, I felt stressed. In the evening, the air felt cool. My mind felt clearer. I felt tired, but also proud. Now let's practice describing a person's mood, because you often talk about other people in daily life, a friend, a coworker, a family member, and you can describe mood with simple clues, face, voice, energy, and actions. For example, she looked quiet today. Her voice was lower than usual. She didn't talk much. I think she was tired. Repeat after me. She looked quiet today. Her voice was lower than usual. She didn't talk much. I think she was tired. Now another example. He seemed cheerful. He smiled a lot. He spoke quickly. He had a light, energetic feeling. Repeat after me slowly. He seemed cheerful. He smiled a lot. He spoke quickly. He had a light, energetic feeling. Now we will do a very important fluency skill, describing when you forget a word, because this is what confident speakers do. They do not stop. They keep moving, and they use simple description to fill the gap. Here are some helpful sentence starters. It's the thing that, it's the place where, it's the person who, it's the kind of, it's similar to, it's the opposite of. These are extremely powerful for real conversations. Now repeat after me slowly. It's the thing that, it's the place where, it's the person who, it's the kind of, it's similar to, it's the opposite of. Let's practice with an everyday word. Imagine you forgot the word scissors. You can say, it's the thing that you use to cut paper. It has two blades. You hold it in your hand. It opens and closes, and your listener will understand. Repeat after me. It's the thing that you use to cut paper. It has two blades. You hold it in your hand. It opens and closes. Now imagine you forgot the word elevator. You can say, it's the thing in a building that takes you up and down. You stand inside it. The doors open and close. It moves between floors. That is fluent describing. Repeat after me, slowly. It's the thing in a building that takes you up and down. You stand inside it. The doors open and close. It moves between floors. Now, I want you to do a short speaking drill. Choose one of these ideas: supermarket, cafe, bus stop, or elevator, and speak for 10 seconds, slowly, using this order: what it is, what it looks like, what you hear or smell, and how it feels. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep going. Your mouth is learning the rhythm. I will give you a model for the bus stop again. It's a small place near the road where people wait for the bus. It has a bench and a sign. You can hear cars passing by. Sometimes the air feels dusty or cold. People look at the road and check the time. It feels slow, like time is stretching a little. Repeat after me slowly. It's a small place near the road. It has a bench and a sign. You can hear cars passing by. People check the time. It feels slow, like time is stretching a little. Good. And remember, describing is not about fancy vocabulary, it is about clear steps. If you can describe daily places and feelings, you can describe almost anything, and you are already doing it. In the next part, we will practice describing objects in more detail: size, shape, texture, material, condition, and function. And we will also practice describing problems and solutions in daily life, like something breaking, missing, or not working. These are very practical, real world descriptions, and they will make your English much stronger. Now we continue, and in this part, we will get very practical. We will learn how to describe objects in a detailed, natural way, and we will also practice describing problems and solutions, because real life is full of small problems. And if you can describe them, you can ask for help and communicate confidently. When you describe an object well, you can use a simple order that works almost every time. First, what it is, then size and shape, then color and material, then texture and condition, then what it is used for, and finally your personal feeling or opinion. This is like a small roadmap for your speech, and you can follow it without stress. Let's practice with something very common: a phone. Listen to my example. It's a smartphone. It's medium-sized and rectangular. It's black with a shiny screen. The back is smooth and the edges feel slightly curved. It looks modern and clean, but there are a few small scratches near the corner. I use it every day for messages, calls, and videos. And honestly, it feels like a small piece of my daily life, always close to me. Now repeat after me slowly. It's a smartphone. It's medium-sized and rectangular. It's black with a shiny screen. The back is smooth. There are a few small scratches. I use it every day. It feels like a small piece of my daily life. Good. Now let's practice describing a simple object with more texture words, because texture words make your English sound vivid. We can say smooth, rough, soft, hard, slippery, sticky, dry, wet, cold, warm. These words are easy, but they are powerful. Repeat after me: smooth, rough, soft, hard, slippery, sticky, dry, wet, cold, warm. Now let's use these words to describe a jacket. Listen. It's a jacket I wear in cool weather. It's light, not too heavy. The fabric feels smooth on the outside, but the inside is soft and warm. The color is dark, so it matches many clothes. It has a zipper in the front and two pockets. I like it because it makes me feel comfortable and protected when the air is cold. Repeat after me slowly. It's a jacket I wear in cool weather. It's light, not too heavy. The outside feels smooth. The inside is soft and warm. It has a zipper. It has two pockets. It makes me feel comfortable and protected. Excellent. Now let's practice describing something in your kitchen, a knife, but we will describe it safely and calmly as a tool for cooking. Listen. It's a kitchen knife. It's long and thin. The handle is dark and fits in my hand. The metal part is shiny. It feels cold at first, and it has a sharp edge for cutting vegetables. I use it carefully when I cook, and I always put it back in its place after I finish. Repeat after me. It's a kitchen knife. It's long and thin. The handle fits in my hand. The metal part is shiny. It feels cold at first. I use it carefully when I cook. I put it back in its place. Now let's practice describing shape, because shape is a key detail. Common shape words include round, oval, square, rectangular, flat, curved, wide, narrow, thick, thin. You can use these words for almost anything. Repeat after me slowly. Round, oval, square, rectangular, flat, curved, wide, narrow, thick, thin. Now we will describe a bottle. Listen. It's a water bottle. It's tall and cylindrical. The plastic is clear so I can see the water inside. The cap is blue and twists on tightly. The surface feels smooth, but sometimes it becomes slippery if my hands are wet. I carry it with me during the day, and it helps me remember to drink more water. Repeat after me. It's a water bottle. It's tall and cylindrical. The plastic is clear. The cap twists on tightly. It can feel slippery. I carry it with me. It helps me remember to drink more water. Good. Now let's do a guided practice where you speak more freely. Choose one object near you right now, maybe your pen, notebook, headphones, or keys, and follow my sentence starters out loud. It is about, it looks, it is made of, it feels. I use it for, I like it because. I will model it with a pen. It is a pen. It is small and light. It looks simple. It is made of plastic. It feels smooth. I use it for writing notes. I like it because it writes clearly and doesn't leak. Repeat after me slowly. It is a pen. It is small and light. It is made of plastic. It feels smooth. I use it for writing notes. I like it because it writes clearly. Now we move into a very useful skill. Describing condition. Condition means whether something is new, old, broken, damaged, clean, dirty, fresh, stale, working, not working. This helps you explain problems in daily life. And daily life has many moments like that. Repeat after me. It's brand new. It's fairly new. It's a bit old. It's worn out. It's slightly damaged. It's broken. It's clean. It's dirty. It's working. It's not working. Now let's practice a common daily life problem. Something not working. Imagine your phone battery is weak. Listen. My phone is not working well today. The battery is draining very fast. It goes from full to low in a short time. The screen also freezes sometimes. I think it might be because I have too many apps open. I want to restart it and maybe delete a few things to make it faster. Repeat after me slowly. My phone is not working well today. The battery is draining very fast. It goes from full to low. The screen freezes sometimes. I might have too many apps open. I want to restart it. I want to delete a few things. Good. Now let's practice describing a problem in a store. For example, you bought something and it is damaged. Listen, I bought this yesterday, but there is a small problem. The package looked fine, but when I opened it, I noticed a crack. It's not a big crack, but it's visible. I'm worried it might break more later. Could I exchange it or get a replacement? Repeat after me slowly. I bought this yesterday. There is a small problem. When I opened it, I noticed a crack. It's visible. I'm worried it might break more. Could I exchange it? Could I get a replacement? Now let's practice describing a missing item. This happens all the time. Keys, wallet, documents, a charger. Listen, I can't find my keys. I had them earlier, but now they are missing. I think I used them near the door. I remember hearing the sound when I put something down. I checked my bag and my pockets, but they're not there. I might have left them on the table or near the sofa. I'm going to search slowly and retrace my steps. Repeat after me. I can't find my keys. They are missing. I had them earlier. I think I used them near the door. I checked my bag and my pockets. I might have left them on the table. I'm going to retrace my steps. Excellent. Now notice the phrase, retrace my steps. It means you go back in your mind and in your actions. You remember where you went and you check those places again. This phrase is very natural in English. Repeat after me slowly. I'm going to retrace my steps. Now let's practice describing a simple problem at home, like a faucet that keeps dripping. Listen. There's a small issue in my kitchen. The faucet keeps dripping. It's not a strong flow, just a steady drop, but the sound is annoying at night. I think the handle is loose, or maybe the rubber part inside is old. I want to tighten it first, and if that doesn't work, I will ask someone to fix it. Repeat after me. The faucet keeps dripping. It's a steady drop. The sound is annoying at night. The handle might be loose. I want to tighten it first. If it doesn't work, I will ask someone to fix it. Now we will practice describing solutions, because describing a solution is part of being confident, and you can use simple future phrases. I'm going to, I plan to, I'll try to. If that doesn't work, These phrases help you speak smoothly. Repeat after me slowly. I'm going to, I plan to, I'll try to. If that doesn't work, Now I will give you a practice paragraph with these phrases. Repeat it. I'm going to clean my desk because it feels cluttered. I'll try to throw away old papers. If that doesn't work, I'll organize everything into folders. I plan to keep only what I need so my space feels calmer and easier to use. Repeat after me slowly. I'm going to clean my desk. I'll try to throw away old papers. If that doesn't work, I'll organize everything. I plan to keep only what I need, so my space feels calmer. Now we'll do one more powerful skill, describing an object you don't know the name of by focusing on function, shape, and location. This is the best rescue strategy in conversation. For example, imagine you forgot the word stapler. You can say, it's the tool on my desk. It's small and heavy. It presses paper together. You put paper inside and push down, and your listener will understand. Repeat after me. It's the tool on my desk. It's small and heavy. It presses paper together. You put paper inside and push down. Now imagine you forgot the word remote control. You can say, it's the small device we use for the TV. It has many buttons. You hold it in your hand. It changes channels and volume. Again, you are fluent even without the exact word. Repeat after me slowly. It's the small device we use for the TV. It has many buttons. You hold it in your hand. It changes channels and volume. Now let's do a longer speaking challenge. Do it slowly. Choose one object and speak for 15 seconds. Follow this flow, what it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, what you use it for, and one small opinion. If you need support, copy my model below after you try. Here is my model with headphones. These are headphones. They are medium-sized and black. The ear cushions feel soft. The band feels firm on my head. I use them to listen to music and focus. I like them because the sound feels clear and they help me block out noise when I need quiet. Repeat after me slowly. These are headphones. They are medium-sized and black. The cushions feel soft. The band feels firm. I use them to listen to music. They help me block out noise. Great work, and remember, describing is a habit. When you practice a little every day, your brain becomes faster at choosing words, and you stop feeling stuck in conversation. You start to flow slowly but steadily. Let's continue. And in this part, we will practice describing people in a deeper, more natural way. Because in real life, we don't only say how someone looks, we talk about how they act, how they speak, what their habits are, and how they make us feel. This is the kind of describing that makes your English sound mature and fluent. When you describe a person, you can follow a calm order. Start with your relationship to them, then give a general impression, then describe appearance in one or two details, then describe their behavior and communication style, then describe a habit, and finally describe how you feel around them. This order helps you avoid getting stuck. Listen to this example. I have a coworker named Sam. He's the kind of person who stays calm even when work is stressful. He's tall and usually wears simple, neat clothes. When he speaks, his voice is steady and clear. He doesn't talk too much, but when he does, his words are helpful. He has a habit of writing everything down before meetings, and I feel more relaxed when he is around because he brings a calm energy. Now repeat after me slowly. He's the kind of person who stays calm. His voice is steady and clear. He doesn't talk too much. His words are helpful. He writes everything down. I feel more relaxed when he's around. Good. Now let's learn some natural phrases for describing personality. These are simple but powerful. Down to earth, easygoing, hardworking, reliable, thoughtful, friendly, reserved, confident, supportive, open-minded. You don't need to use all of them. Even one or two can make your description strong. Repeat after me slowly. Down to earth, easygoing, hardworking, reliable, thoughtful, friendly, reserved, confident, supportive, open-minded. Now, let's practice using them in real sentences. She's very reliable. He's easygoing. They're supportive. She's open-minded. He's down to earth. She's thoughtful. Say them slowly with me. Repeat after me. She's very reliable. He's easygoing. They're supportive. She's open minded. He's down to earth. She's thoughtful. Excellent. Now we will describe communication style. This is a big part of daily interaction. You can describe how someone talks, fast or slow, direct or gentle, formal or casual, loud or quiet. You can also describe their listening style, attentive, patient, distracted, or focused. Repeat after me slowly. He speaks slowly and clearly. She speaks quickly when she's excited. He is direct but polite. She is gentle with her words. He listens carefully. She asks good questions. He explains things in a simple way. She talks in a very friendly tone. Now let's put it into a paragraph. Listen. My friend is very friendly, but her communication style is calm. She speaks softly and she pauses to think before she answers. She listens carefully and she asks questions that show she really understands. When I talk to her, I feel like I can be honest because she doesn't judge. She just listens and supports. Repeat after me slowly. She speaks softly. She pauses to think. She listens carefully. She asks questions. I feel like I can be honest. She doesn't judge. She supports. Now, we will practice describing someone's habits. Habits are great because they are easy to talk about and they make your description feel real. You can describe daily habits like waking up early, drinking coffee, checking messages, walking, reading, cooking, or planning. Habits make a person feel more human in your description. Listen. My older brother has a strong morning routine. He wakes up early, even on weekends. He makes tea, opens the window, and stretches for a few minutes. Then he writes a short list of tasks for the day. He doesn't rush. He moves slowly and stays focused. It's a habit that keeps him calm and productive. Now repeat after me slowly. He wakes up early. He makes tea. He opens the window. He stretches. He writes a short list. He doesn't rush. It keeps him calm and productive. Good. Now let's practice. Describing someone you don't know well, like a neighbor, the key is to use careful language. You can say seems or appears when you're not fully sure. For example, he seems quiet. She appears friendly. They seem busy. This sounds natural and respectful. Repeat after me slowly. He seems quiet. She appears friendly. They seem busy. He seems a bit tired today. She appears confident. They seem excited. Now listen to this neighbor example. There is a woman in my building who seems very organized. She usually leaves home at the same time every morning. She walks quickly and she holds her bag neatly. She often looks focused, like she has a clear plan. She smiles politely when we pass each other, and she gives the feeling of someone who values time. Repeat after me slowly. She seems very organized. She leaves home at the same time. She walks quickly. She looks focused. She smiles politely. She values time. Now we will practice describing yourself, because describing yourself is important for interviews, introductions, and new conversations. And you can do it in a natural, balanced way. Not too proud, not too negative, just clear and honest. Here is a simple structure. I'm the kind of person who I tend to, I enjoy, I'm working on. These are friendly and natural starters. Repeat after me, slowly. I'm the kind of person who I tend to, I enjoy, I'm working on. Now listen to a self-description example. I'm the kind of person who likes to stay organized. I tend to plan my day in the morning. I enjoy quiet moments like drinking tea or reading a few pages of a book. But I'm also working on being more flexible when plans change. I want to stay calm even when life feels busy. Repeat after me slowly. I like to stay organized. I tend to plan my day. I enjoy quiet moments. I'm working on being more flexible. I want to stay calm. Now let's connect describing people with describing daily routines, because routines are a perfect way to practice describing anything. You can describe your morning, afternoon, and evening, and you can add small details that make your English sound natural. Time words, sensory words, and feelings. Listen to this daily routine paragraph. In the morning, I usually wake up and sit for a moment before I move. I check the light in the room and listen to the quiet sounds outside. Then I wash my face, drink water, and make a simple breakfast. The smell of tea or coffee helps me feel awake. After that, I start my work or study. My morning feels best when I move slowly and don't rush. Repeat after me slowly. I sit for a moment before I move. I listen to quiet sounds. I wash my face. I drink water. The smell helps me feel awake. My morning feels best when I don't rush. Now we'll practice describing your evening. In the evening, my energy changes. I feel more tired and I want comfort. I like to eat something simple. Then I tidy up a little, even if it's just small things. Later, I relax. Sometimes I watch something, sometimes I talk with family, and sometimes I just sit quietly. When the day ends, I like the feeling of slowing down. Repeat after me slowly. In the evening, my energy changes. I want comfort. I eat something simple. I tidy up a little. I relax. I like the feeling of slowing down. Now we will do a practice exercise. Imagine you are describing your routine to a friend, but you want to sound detailed and natural. I will give you sentence starters. You say the ending out loud. In the morning, after that, I, around midday, in the afternoon, in the evening, before I sleep, now I will model it. In the morning, I usually wake up and drink water. After that, I wash my face and eat breakfast. Around midday, I take a short break. In the afternoon, I finish my tasks. In the evening, I relax and eat dinner. Before I sleep, I prepare for tomorrow and try to clear my mind. Repeat after me slowly. In the morning, I usually wake up and drink water. After that, I wash my face. Around midday, I take a short break. In the afternoon, I finish my tasks. In the evening, I relax. Before I sleep, I try to clear my mind. Good. Now let's add one more fluency tool: contrast. Contrast makes your describing sound more natural. You can use but and however in simple ways. For example, he looks serious, but he's kind. The place is small, but it feels comfortable. I was tired, but I kept going. These contrasts create a richer picture. Repeat after me slowly. He looks serious, but he's kind. The place is small, but it feels comfortable. I was tired, but I kept going. Now here is a longer practice paragraph using contrast. My friend seems quiet at first, but once you talk to her, she becomes very warm. She doesn't like loud places, but she loves deep conversations. She can be shy with new people, but she is extremely loyal to the people she trusts. When I'm with her, I feel calm because she doesn't create drama. She creates peace. Repeat after me slowly. She seems quiet at first, but once you talk to her, she becomes warm. She loves deep conversations. She is loyal. She creates peace. Great work. You are building strong describing muscles. And the best part is, this skill transfers to everything. You can use these same patterns to describe objects, places, people, routines, and experiences. You are training your brain to organize English naturally. Let's keep going. In this part, we will practice describing experiences in a richer, more story-like way. Because when you describe experiences well, you can share your life, connect with people, and sound natural, and you don't need complicated grammar for that. You just need a clear flow, good detail choices, and calm pacing. When you describe an experience, you can use a simple flow: setting, sequence, details, feelings, and meaning. Setting means where and when. Sequence means what happened first, next, and finally. Details means what you noticed with your senses. Feelings means your emotional reaction. And meaning means what you learned or what stayed in your mind. Let's practice with a simple experience: going to a market. Listen. Last weekend, I went to a local market in the afternoon. The air was warm and a little dusty. The market was crowded and people were moving in every direction. I could hear sellers calling out prices. I could smell spices, fried snacks, and fresh fruit. I walked slowly and looked at the colors: red tomatoes, green herbs, bright oranges. At first, I felt a little overwhelmed, but after a few minutes, I started to enjoy the energy. It felt like the market was alive. Now, repeat after me, slowly. Last weekend, I went to a local market. The market was crowded. I could hear sellers calling out prices. I could smell spices. I walked slowly and looked at the colors. At first, I felt overwhelmed. Then I started to enjoy the energy. It felt alive. Good. Now let's add richer describing with small emotional shifts, because real experiences have changes. You feel one thing, then another. You can use phrases like at first, after a while, suddenly, in the end. These phrases guide your listener smoothly. Repeat after me slowly: at first, after a while, suddenly, in the end, by the time I left, looking back. Now listen to an experience with emotional change. Yesterday, I had an important phone call. At first, I felt nervous because I didn't know what to expect. My voice felt a little tight. After a while, the conversation became easier. The other person sounded friendly, and I started to relax. By the end of the call, I felt proud of myself because I stayed calm and communicated clearly. Repeat after me slowly. At first, I felt nervous. My voice felt tight. After a while, it became easier. I started to relax. By the end, I felt proud of myself. Now we will practice describing a short trip, not a big vacation, just a simple daily trip, like going to a new cafe or visiting a friend. Small trips are perfect for practice because you can describe many details without pressure. Listen. A few days ago, I visited a new cafe in my area. It was tucked away on a quiet street. When I walked in, I noticed the warm lights and the smell of coffee. The music was soft and the place wasn't crowded. I ordered a drink and found a small table near the window. Outside, I could see people walking by slowly. I sat there for a while, and it felt like my mind could finally breathe. When I left, I felt lighter, like I had taken a small break from stress. Repeat after me, slowly. It was tucked away on a quiet street. I noticed the warm lights. I smelled coffee. The music was soft. I sat near the window. It felt like my mind could breathe. When I left, I felt lighter. Now I want you to practice describing an experience from your own day, and we will do it in a guided way. Choose one of these: a meal you ate, a place you visited, a conversation you had, or a task you completed, and follow my sentence starters out loud. Today, it happened. At first, then I noticed. I could hear. I could smell. I felt. In the end, I will model it with the simple meal. Today I ate lunch at home. It happened around midday. At first, I wasn't very hungry. Then I started to cook something simple. I noticed the smell of onions in the pan. I could hear the light sizzling sound. I felt calm because the cooking was slow and easy. In the end, the meal tasted warm and comforting. Now repeat after me slowly. Today I ate lunch at home. It happened around midday. At first, I wasn't very hungry. Then I cooked something simple. I noticed the smell. I could hear the sizzling. I felt calm. In the end, it tasted comforting. Good. Now let's practice describing a difficult day in a calm, clear way. This is very real life, and you can use gentle language, not too dramatic, just honest. Listen. Today was one of those days where everything felt a little heavy. I had many small tasks, and my mind felt crowded. I tried to focus, but I kept getting interrupted. My body felt tense, especially in my shoulders. At one point, I felt frustrated, but I took a short break and breathed slowly. After that, I returned to my work with a calmer attitude. The day wasn't perfect, but I handled it better than before. Repeat after me slowly. My mind felt crowded. I kept getting interrupted. My shoulders felt tense. I felt frustrated. I took a short break. I breathed slowly. I returned with a calmer attitude. I handled it better than before. Now we will practice describing a happy surprise, because positive experiences are also important, and they teach you vocabulary for gratitude, excitement, and warmth. Listen. Yesterday, something small but nice happened. I received a message from an old friend. I wasn't expecting it. At first, I felt surprised. Then I smiled because the message was kind and thoughtful. It reminded me of good memories. For the rest of the day, my mood felt lighter. It was a small moment, but it changed the feeling of my whole day. Repeat after me, slowly. I received a message. I wasn't expecting it. At first, I felt surprised. Then I smiled. It reminded me of good memories. My mood felt lighter. It changed my whole day. Now let's learn how to describe the meaning of an experience. Meaning is what you learned, what you realized, or what stayed in your mind. You can use simple phrases like, it made me realize, it reminded me, it taught me, it showed me. Repeat after me slowly. It made me realize. It reminded me. It taught me. It showed me. Now, listen to a short meaning paragraph. After that long day, it made me realize something simple. When I rush, I feel more stress. But when I slow down, even small tasks feel easier. It reminded me that peace is not always a big thing. Sometimes peace is a small break, a deep breath, or a quiet moment. Repeat after me slowly. It made me realize. When I rush, I feel more stress. When I slow down, tasks feel easier. Peace can be a small break. Peace can be a deep breath. Now we will practice describing a conversation because conversations are experiences too, and describing them helps you with daily communication. You can describe a conversation by topic, tone, and outcome. Topic is what you talked about. Tone is how it felt. Outcome is what happened at the end. Listen. Today I had a conversation with someone at work. The topic was a small problem we needed to solve. The tone was polite but a little tense at first. We both had different opinions. I listened carefully and tried to speak clearly. After a few minutes, the tension softened. We found a simple solution and agreed on the next step. When the conversation ended, I felt relieved because we understood each other. Repeat after me slowly. The topic was a small problem. The tone was polite but tense. We had different opinions. I listened carefully. The tension softened. We found a solution. I felt relieved. Now let's do a repeat after me practice with useful phrases for describing conversations. We talked about. We discussed. We agreed on. We decided to. The conversation felt. At first it was. Later it became. Repeat after me slowly. We talked about. We discussed. We agreed on. We decided to. The conversation felt. At first it was. Later it became. Now I want you to create your own short conversation description. Choose a real one from your life, even a simple one. Maybe you spoke to a shopkeeper, maybe you spoke to a friend, maybe you spoke to a family member, and use this flow. I talked to, we talked about, at first, later, in the end. Say it out loud, slowly. Your goal is flow, not perfection. Here is one model you can copy if you want. I talked to a shopkeeper today. We talked about the price of an item. At first, I felt unsure because I didn't know how to ask clearly. Later, I explained what I needed in a simple way. In the end, the shopkeeper understood and I felt more confident. Repeat after me slowly. I talked to a shopkeeper. We talked about the price. At first, I felt unsure. Later, I explained simply. In the end, the person understood. I felt more confident. Now we will do one longer story practice, but we will keep it calm and easy. Listen. Last week, I had a small challenge. I needed to complete something before a deadline. I felt pressure because time was short. At first, I tried to do everything at once, and my mind felt messy. Then I stopped and wrote down the steps. I focused on one step at a time. I noticed that my breathing became slower, the work became clearer, and in the end, I finished what I needed to do. It wasn't perfect, but I felt proud because I stayed steady under pressure. Repeat after me slowly. I felt pressure because time was short. My mind felt messy. Then I wrote down the steps. I focused on one step at a time. My breathing became slower. In the end, I finished. I felt proud. You're doing excellent because you are learning to describe the world like a storyteller in a simple daily life way. And this skill will help you in every conversation. Even when you feel shy or unsure, you will have a structure in your mind and your words will come more easily. Let's continue. In this part, we will practice describing opinions and preferences. Because in daily life, people often ask you what you think, what you like, what you prefer, what you recommend. And if you can describe your opinions clearly, you will sound confident and natural, even with simple English. Many learners can describe objects and places, but they feel stuck when they need to explain why they like something, why they don't like something, why they choose one option over another. So we will practice that slowly, clearly, with simple sentence patterns. Here is a simple way to share an opinion. First, give your opinion, then give one reason, then add a small example, and finally add a soft ending like, that's why, or so for me, or in my experience. This makes your opinion sound complete and friendly. Listen, I really like quiet cafes because I can think and relax there. For example, I can sit by the window, drink something warm, and read a few pages. So for me, a quiet cafe feels like a small break from stress. Now repeat after me slowly. I really like quiet cafes because I can think and relax. For example, I can sit by the window. So for me, it feels like a small break. Good. Now we will practice some natural opinion starters. I think, I feel, in my opinion, for me, personally, from my experience. These are soft, polite, and very common in real English. Repeat after me slowly. I think, I feel, in my opinion, for me, personally, from my experience. Now, let's practice preferences. Preferences are choices: tea or coffee, morning or night, bus or taxi, studying at home or in a library. You can describe preferences with I prefer, I'd rather, I like, more than, I usually choose. These are very useful patterns. Repeat after me slowly. I prefer, I'd rather, I like, more than, I usually choose. Now listen to a preference paragraph. I prefer tea over coffee because tea feels gentler on my body. It doesn't make me feel too restless, and I enjoy the calm ritual of making it. I boil water, wait for the tea to steep, and take slow sips. So for me, tea is not just a drink. It's a quiet moment. Repeat after me slowly. I prefer tea over coffee because it feels gentler. I enjoy the calm ritual. It's a quiet moment. Now let's practice describing dislikes in a polite way. Because in real life, you don't want to sound too harsh. You can use soft phrases like, I'm not a big fan of, it's not really my thing, I don't really enjoy, I try to avoid. These sound natural and respectful. Repeat after me slowly. I'm not a big fan of, it's not really my thing, I don't really enjoy, I try to avoid. Now listen. I'm not a big fan of very loud places. It's not really my thing. Because loud noise makes me feel tired quickly. For example, in a crowded place, I can't hear clearly and I feel overwhelmed. So I usually choose calmer places when I want to. Relax. Repeat after me slowly. I'm not a big fan of very loud places. Because loud noise makes me tired, I feel overwhelmed. so I choose calmer places. Now we will practice recommendations. Recommending is describing plus opinion. You describe something and explain why you think it is good. And in daily life, people ask for recommendations all the time. Food, movies, places, apps, routines, study methods. We will practice simple recommendation language. Useful recommendation phrases are, I recommend. You should try. If you like, you might enjoy. It's worth. I'd suggest. These phrases make you sound helpful and natural. Repeat after me slowly. I recommend. You should try. If you like, you might enjoy. It's worth. I'd suggest. Now listen to a recommendation paragraph. If you like calm places, I recommend trying a small local cafe in the morning. It's usually quieter than the afternoon. You can choose a seat near the window, and you can take your time. It's worth going early because the atmosphere feels peaceful, and you can start the day with a better mood. Repeat after me slowly. I recommend trying a small local cafe. It's usually quieter in the morning. It's worth going early. The atmosphere feels peaceful. You can start the day with a better mood. Now let's practice comparisons. Comparisons are one of the strongest tools for describing anything, because when you compare, your listener understands faster. You can compare with like, similar to, different from, compared to, whereas, and you can also use simple comparative adjectives like bigger, smaller, faster, slower, cheaper, more expensive, more comfortable, less convenient. Repeat after me slowly. It's like, it's similar to, it's different from, compared to, whereas. Now repeat these comparative words: bigger, smaller, faster, slower, cheaper, more expensive, more comfortable, less convenient, more relaxing, more stressful. Now listen to a comparison paragraph. Compared to a big supermarket, a small local shop feels more personal. The big supermarket has more choices, but it can be stressful and crowded. Whereas the small shop has fewer items, but it feels calmer and quicker. For me, the supermarket is better for weekly shopping, and the small shop is better for quick daily needs. Repeat after me slowly. Compared to a big supermarket, a small shop feels more personal. The supermarket has more choices, but it can be stressful. Whereas the small shop feels calmer. For quick daily needs, I choose the small shop. Good. Now let's practice comparing two daily routines: morning exercise versus evening exercise. Listen. For me, morning exercise feels easier to start because my mind is fresh and I feel motivated. But evening exercise can feel more relaxing because it helps release stress from the day. Morning exercise gives me energy, whereas evening exercise helps me sleep better. So it depends on what I need. Repeat after me slowly. Morning exercise feels easier to start. Evening exercise feels more relaxing. Morning exercise gives me energy. Evening exercise helps me sleep better. It depends on what I need. Now we will do a guided speaking practice. Choose two things and compare them out loud. You can choose tea versus coffee, bus versus taxi, studying at home versus studying in a cafe, or cooking at home versus eating outside. Use this flow. First, say what you compare, then say one difference, then say one advantage of each, then say your preference and why. I will model it with bus versus taxi. Compared to a taxi, the bus is cheaper, but it can be slower because it stops many times. A taxi is faster and more comfortable, but it's more expensive. For me, I choose the bus when I have time, and I choose a taxi when I'm in a hurry. Repeat after me slowly. The bus is cheaper, but it can be slower. A taxi is faster and more comfortable, but it's more expensive. I choose the bus when I have time. I choose a taxi when I'm in a hurry. Excellent. Now let's practice describing a product you like. This is very useful in daily conversation. Maybe someone asks, "Why do you like that phone? Why do you use that app? Why do you like that bag?" We will practice describing features and reasons. Listen, I like this app because it's simple and easy to use. The design is clean, the buttons are clear, and I can find what I need quickly. It also loads fast, which saves me time. I don't like apps that feel cluttered, so this one is perfect for me. Repeat after me slowly. I like this app because it's simple. The design is clean. The buttons are clear. I can find what I need quickly. It loads fast. It saves me time. It's perfect for me. Now let's practice describing something you dislike, but politely. For example, a service that is slow. Listen, I'm not a big fan of this service. It's not terrible, but it's often slow. Sometimes I wait a long time for a response, and that can be frustrating when I need help quickly. I prefer services that communicate clearly and respond on time. Repeat after me slowly. I'm not a big fan of this service. It's often slow. I wait a long time. That can be frustrating. I prefer clear communication. I prefer on time responses. Now we will practice giving a balanced opinion. This is advanced, but we will do it simply. Balanced opinions show maturity. You can use on one hand, on the other hand, or it has pros and cons, or the good thing is, but the downside is. These phrases help you describe both sides. Repeat after me slowly. On one hand, on the other hand, it has pros and cons. The good thing is, but the downside is. Now listen to a balanced opinion paragraph. Working from home has pros and cons. The good thing is that it saves time because you don't commute. You can also work in a comfortable space. But the downside is that you might feel isolated, and it can be harder to separate work and rest. So for me, it works best when I keep a clear routine. Repeat after me slowly. Working from home has pros and cons. The good thing is, it saves time. The downside is, you might feel isolated. It works best when I keep a routine. Now let's do a deeper practice. Describing your preference with emotion, because emotion makes English sound human. Choose something you love, like a peaceful evening, a warm drink, a quiet walk, and describe why you love it. Include sensory words and feelings. Do it slowly, and if you need help, copy my model. Here is my model. I love taking a quiet walk in the evening. The air feels cooler and the light becomes soft. I can hear small sounds like distant traffic or birds settling down. My mind feels less crowded, and my body feels lighter. It's a simple thing, but it helps me feel connected to my life. Repeat after me, slowly. I love taking a quiet walk. The air feels cooler. The light becomes soft. My mind feels less crowded. My body feels lighter. It helps me feel connected. You are building a powerful skill now, describing opinions, preferences, and comparisons. And this helps you in everyday conversations because it's not only about describing what something is, it's also about describing what it means to you and why you choose it. Let's continue. In this part, we will practice describing abstract things, things you cannot touch, like confidence, stress, motivation, progress, habits, goals, and mindset. These topics appear in real conversations all the time, especially when people talk about work, study, health, and life. And if you can describe them, your English becomes much more flexible and advanced. Abstract describing is easier when you use three tools: simple metaphors, clear signs in the body, and examples from daily life. You don't need difficult words. You just need to explain what it feels like, how it affects you, and what you do about it. Let's start with stress. Stress is common, and describing it helps you communicate honestly. Listen. When I feel stress, my mind becomes noisy. It feels like many thoughts are talking at the same time. My shoulders become tight, my breathing becomes shallow, and small tasks feel heavier than usual. Stress for me is like carrying an invisible weight. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Now repeat after me slowly. My mind becomes noisy, my shoulders become tight, my breathing becomes shallow, small tasks feel heavier. Stress is like carrying an invisible weight. Good. Now let's practice describing stress in a simple daily life situation. This week I've been stressed because I have many responsibilities. I feel pressure to finish everything on time. I notice that I check my phone too often, and I feel restless even when I sit down. When I feel this way, I try to slow down and focus on one thing at a time. Repeat after me slowly. I feel pressure to finish everything. I check my phone too often. I feel restless. I try to slow down. I focus on one thing at a time. Now we will describe confidence. Confidence is also abstract, but you can describe it as a feeling and as an action. Confidence is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. It is the feeling that you can handle something, even if you feel nervous. Listen. Confidence for me is a quiet feeling inside. It's not about being perfect. It's about trusting that I can try, even if I make mistakes. When I feel confident, my voice feels steadier, my body feels more relaxed, and I don't overthink every small detail. Confidence is like standing on solid ground. Repeat after me slowly. Confidence is a quiet feeling. It's not about being perfect. My voice feels steadier. My body feels relaxed. Confidence is like standing on solid ground. Now let's practice describing low confidence, but in a kind way. Sometimes my confidence drops. I start doubting myself. I worry too much about what others think. My thoughts become heavy, and I feel hesitant to speak. But I remind myself that progress comes from practice, not perfection. Then I try again. Repeat after me slowly. Sometimes my confidence drops. I start doubting myself. I feel hesitant to speak. Progress comes from practice. Then I try again. Now let's talk about motivation. Motivation is another abstract thing, but you can describe it as energy, desire, or drive. And you can also describe how it changes during the day or during the week. Motivation often comes and goes.
and that's normal. Listen, motivation feels like fuel. Some days I have a lot of fuel, and
I feel ready to work. Other days, my fuel feels low and I struggle to start. When my motivation is low, I don't wait for a perfect mood. I try to begin with a small step, and often the motivation grows after I start. Repeat after me slowly. Motivation feels like fuel. Some days I have a lot, other days it feels low. I begin with a small step. Motivation grows after I start. Now we will practice describing progress. Progress is very important when you talk about learning, work, or personal growth, and progress is often slow, so you can describe it with gentle language, like little by little, step by step, over time, gradually. These words make your English natural and realistic. Repeat after me slowly, little by little, step by step, over time, gradually, slowly but surely, day by day. Now listen. I've been making progress with my English little by little. At first, I struggled to speak without stopping, but over time, I became more comfortable. I still make mistakes, but I recover faster, and I can express my ideas more clearly. My progress is not dramatic, it's gradual, like building strength in a muscle. Repeat after me slowly. I've been making progress. Over time, I became more comfortable. I still make mistakes, but I recover faster. My progress is gradual, like building strength in a muscle. Now we will practice describing goals. Goals are abstract, but you can describe them clearly by adding time, purpose, and emotion. For example, my goal is to, I want to, I'm aiming to. The reason is, it matters to me because these phrases help your speech sound complete. Repeat after me slowly. My goal is to, I want to, I'm aiming to. The reason is, it matters to me because. Now listen to a goal paragraph. My goal is to improve my speaking skills. I'm aiming to speak more smoothly in daily conversations. The reason is that I want to feel comfortable expressing myself. It matters to me because speaking is how I connect with people, and I don't want language to be a wall between me and others. Repeat after me slowly. My goal is to improve my speaking. I want to speak more smoothly. It matters to me because I want to connect. I don't want language to be a wall. Now let's practice describing habits. Habits are daily behaviors, and you can describe habits with frequency words, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, almost never, and time words like every morning, on weekdays, at night. These words make your describing accurate and natural. Repeat after me slowly, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, almost never, every morning, on weekdays, at night. Now listen. I usually start my day by checking my messages, but I'm trying to change that habit because it makes my mind busy too early. Now I'm aiming to drink water first and sit quietly for a minute. I don't always succeed, but I'm improving. And that small change makes my morning feel calmer. Repeat after me slowly. I usually start my day by checking messages. I'm trying to change that habit. It makes my mind busy. I'm aiming to drink water first. That small change makes my morning calmer. Now we will practice describing change over time. This is a powerful speaking skill you can use. I used to, but now, before, but these days, in the past, but recently. These phrases help you describe growth and personal change, and they are common in interviews and real conversations. Repeat after me slowly. I used to, but now, before, but these days, in the past, but recently. Now listen to a change paragraph. I used to feel nervous when I spoke English. I worried about mistakes, but now I feel more relaxed. Before, I tried to translate every sentence in my head, but these days I try to think in simple English. In the past, I avoided long conversations, but recently I've started speaking more, even if my English is not perfect. Repeat after me slowly. I used to feel nervous, but now I feel more relaxed. Before, I translated everything, but these days I think in simple English. In the past, I avoided conversations, but recently I've started speaking more. Now let's practice describing an abstract idea with a metaphor. Metaphors are very helpful. They make your meaning clear and emotional, and they can be simple. For example, my mind feels like a busy street. My motivation feels like a small fire. My confidence feels like a quiet light. You don't need fancy metaphors, just simple ones. Repeat after me slowly. My mind feels like a busy street. My motivation feels like a small fire. My confidence feels like a quiet light. Stress feels like an invisible weight. Progress feels like building a muscle. Now we will do a guided speaking exercise. Choose one abstract topic: stress, confidence, motivation, progress, or a goal, and speak for 15 seconds. Use this flow, what it feels like, what signs you notice, what causes it, and what you do about it. Speak slowly, and if you need support, copy one of my models below. Model for stress. When I feel stress, my thoughts run fast, my shoulders tighten. I feel pressure because I want to do everything at once. To handle it, I slow down and choose one task. Then I breathe and continue step by step. Repeat after me slowly. My thoughts run fast. My shoulders tighten. I want to do everything at once. I choose one task. I continue step by step. Model for confidence. When I feel confident, my voice sounds steady. I don't worry too much. I focus on the message, not perfection. Confidence grows when I practice and when I accept mistakes as part of learning. Repeat after me slowly. My voice sounds steady. I focus on the message, not perfection. Confidence grows when I practice. I accept mistakes. Now let's practice describing a difficult emotion, like disappointment, but in a calm way. When I feel disappointed, it's like my energy drops. I feel quieter inside. I might replay a situation in my mind, but I try to speak kindly to myself. I remind myself that one bad moment does not define me. Then I look for the next small step. Repeat after me slowly. My energy drops. I feel quieter inside. I replay the situation. I speak kindly to myself. One bad moment does not define me. I look for the next small step. Now let's practice describing a positive emotion, like gratitude. When I feel grateful, my chest feels warm. I notice small good things: a kind message, a good meal, a quiet moment. Gratitude feels like a soft light in the day. It doesn't remove all problems, but it changes the way I see them. Repeat after me, slowly. My chest feels warm. I notice small good things: Gratitude feels like a soft light. It changes the way I see problems. You are doing something important here. You are learning to describe not only the outside world, but also your inner world. And this is what makes your English feel mature and human. Because real conversations are not only about objects and places, they are also about thoughts, feelings, and growth. Let's continue, and this final part will bring everything together. You will practice describing anything on the spot: an object, a place, a person, an experience, and even an abstract idea. And you will learn how to do it smoothly, even when you feel nervous. Because fluency is not about never getting stuck. It's about knowing what to do when you get stuck and continuing calmly. First, I want you to remember one simple truth. You don't need perfect words. You need a clear path. So in this part, I will give you a few easy paths you can follow anytime. And we will use them in practice paragraphs you can repeat, copy, and reuse in your real life. Here is the quickest describing path. What is it? What does it look like? What is it used for? How do I feel about it? This path works for objects, services, places, and even routines. It's short and powerful. Now repeat after me slowly. What is it? What does it look like? What is it used for? How do I feel about it? Here is another path for experiences. Where and when? What happened? What I noticed? How I felt? What it meant? This path turns any experience into a clear story. Repeat after me slowly. Where and when? What happened? What I noticed? How I felt? What it meant? Here is a path for people, who they are to me. General impression, one or two details, how they communicate, a habit, how I feel around them. This makes your description sound thoughtful and human. Repeat after me slowly. Who they are to me, general impression, one or two details, how they communicate, a habit, how I feel around them. Now we will do something important. We will practice describing under pressure, but in a gentle way, because in real conversations, you don't have time to plan everything. So we will train your brain to speak with a simple structure quickly and calmly. Let's begin with an object description that you can use in daily life. Listen and repeat. It's a small item I use every day. It's lightweight and easy to carry. It looks simple, but it's very useful. It helps me stay organized and saves time. I like it because it makes my routine smoother. Repeat after me slowly. It's a small item I use every day. It's lightweight. It looks simple. It's very useful. It saves time. It makes my routine smoother. Now I want you to choose a real object near you and speak for 10 seconds. Slowly. Don't worry about mistakes. Just follow this flow. It is. It looks. It feels. I use it for. I like it because. Speak out loud now. Now let's practice a more detailed object description. A chair. Listen. It's a chair in my home. It's medium-sized and sturdy. The legs feel strong and the seat is slightly firm. The color is neutral, so it matches the room. I use it when I eat, work, or sit for a while. It's not the most comfortable chair in the world, but it's reliable and practical. Repeat after me slowly. It's a chair in my home. It's medium-sized and sturdy. The seat is slightly firm. The color is neutral. It's reliable and practical. Now we will describe a place, but we'll do it in a way that sounds natural and conversational. Listen, there's a place I go often. It's not too far from my home. It's usually busy, especially in the evening. The lights are bright and the atmosphere feels active. You can hear people talking and moving around. I go there when I need something quickly, and it feels like a normal part of my routine. Repeat after me slowly. It's not too far from my home. It's usually busy. The lights are bright. You can hear people talking. It's part of my routine. Now choose one place you know well: your street, your room, a shop, a cafe, a school, an office, and speak for 15 seconds. Use this flow: where it is, what it's like, what you see, what you hear, how it feels. Speak slowly. And if you need support, copy this model after you try. Model for a street. My street is usually quiet in the morning. The road is narrow and there are small shops nearby. I can hear motorcycles and distant voices. Sometimes the air feels cool. The street feels familiar, like a place that holds my daily life. Repeat after me slowly. My street is usually quiet. The road is narrow. I can hear distant voices. The street feels familiar. Now we will describe a person and we will focus on behavior and energy, not only appearance. Listen. There's someone I know who has a calm personality. They don't rush and they speak in a steady way. They listen carefully before they answer. They have a habit of staying organized. And when I'm around them, I feel more relaxed because their energy is peaceful. Repeat after me slowly. They have a calm personality. They speak in a steady way. They listen carefully. They stay organized. Their energy is peaceful. Now choose one person in your mind: a friend, a family member, a coworker, and speak for 15 seconds. Use this flow: general impression, how they act, how they speak, a habit, how you feel around them. Speak, say it slowly now. Now we will describe an experience and we'll practice making it sound vivid with senses. Listen. Yesterday, I had a simple but memorable moment. It happened in the evening. I was outside for a short walk. The air was cooler than before and the light was soft. I could hear traffic in the distance, but near me it felt quiet. At first, my mind was busy, but after a few minutes, I felt calmer. When I came back home, I felt lighter, like my body and mind had released some stress. Repeat after me slowly. It happened in the evening. The air was cooler. The light was soft. My mind was busy. After a few minutes, I felt calmer. I felt lighter. Now choose a real experience from the last 2 days: a meal, a conversation, a task, a short outing, and describe it with this flow: where and when, what happened, what you noticed, how you felt, what it meant. Speak slowly for 20 seconds. Your goal is flow and clarity. Now we'll practice describing an abstract idea again, but we'll do it in a quick way you can use anytime. Listen. Confidence is a feeling that grows through action. It feels like inner stability. When I'm confident, my voice becomes steadier and my mind becomes clearer. Confidence doesn't mean no fear. It means I can speak even with fear. And every time I try, that confidence grows. Repeat after me slowly. Confidence grows through action. My voice becomes steadier. Confidence doesn't mean no fear. I can speak even with fear. Every time I try, it grows. Now choose one abstract topic: stress, motivation, gratitude, progress, or discipline, and speak for 15 seconds. Use this flow: what it feels like, how it shows in your body, what causes it, what helps. Speak slowly now. Now we'll do a role play style practice. You will hear a realistic situation, and I will model a paragraph that describes clearly. Then you repeat. Situation 1. You are returning an item to a store. Listen. Hi, I bought this a few days ago, but there's a small problem. It looks fine at first, but when I used it, I noticed it doesn't work properly. It stops suddenly and feels unreliable. I'm not angry. I just want to solve it. Could I exchange it or get a replacement, please? Repeat after me slowly. There's a small problem. It doesn't work properly. It stops suddenly. I just want to solve it. Could I exchange it? Could I get a replacement? Situation 2. You lost something and you're explaining it. Listen, I can't find my charger. I had it earlier today. I remember using it near my desk. It's a small black charger with a short cable. I checked my bag and my pockets, but it's not there. I might have left it near the sofa or on the table. I'm going to retrace my steps and check carefully. Repeat after me, slowly. I can't find my charger. It's small and black. I checked my bag. I might have left it on the table. I'm going to retrace my steps. Situation 3. Someone asks you to recommend something. Listen. If you want a calm place, I recommend going in the morning. It's usually quieter and the atmosphere feels peaceful. You can sit comfortably, take your time, and enjoy the experience. It's worth trying because it helps you start the day with a better mood. Repeat after me slowly. I recommend going in the morning. It's usually quieter. The atmosphere feels peaceful. It's worth trying. It helps you start the day better. Now we'll do a longer speaking challenge. This is where you practice describing anything from start to finish. Choose one topic: your favorite daily place, a person who inspires you, an object you use every day, or a moment from your week, and speak for 30 seconds. Slowly. Use pauses. Keep the flow. And if you forget a word, describe it another way. Use "it's the thing that," or "it's like," and keep going. If you want a full model, here is one. There is a small place I like to go when my week feels heavy. It's a quiet cafe not far from my home. The lights are warm and the music is soft. I usually sit near the window and watch people pass by. I order a hot drink and the smell feels comforting. When I'm there, my mind slows down. It feels like I can breathe again. This place is not special because it is fancy. It is special because it gives me peace. Repeat after me slowly. It's a quiet cafe. The lights are warm. The music is soft. The smell feels comforting. My mind slows down. It gives me peace. Now let's end with a final practice that turns describing into a daily habit. Starting today, pick one thing each day: one object, one place, one person, one experience, and one feeling. And describe each one in just 2 or 3 sentences. Speak out loud. Keep it simple. This is how you build fluency, little by little, day by day. Your brain learns the patterns and your mouth becomes more comfortable. Before we finish, repeat these final lines with me. I can describe anything step by step. I can use simple words clearly. I can compare things to explain them. I can describe feelings and ideas. Even if I forget a word, I can still communicate. I'm improving every time I practice. Take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and remember, you don't need to sound perfect to sound fluent. You need to sound clear, calm, and connected. Keep practicing these descriptions in daily life, and your English will become stronger in a natural way, one sentence at a time.